Well, greetings, friends and recovery family. How the heck are you? This is the Monty'man bringing you this week's editorial, video style, Anonymity Part 2. Well, yesterday, or I should say last week, we talked about the word anonymity as it relates to the 11th tradition. Today I'd like to look at another aspect of the word anonymous. Well, what does Webster say anonymous means? Let's take a look. Number 1, not named or identified. They wish to remain anonymous. 2, of unknown authorship or origin, an anonymous tip. And 3, lacking individuality, distinction, the anonymous faces in a crowd. Well, today I wish to express my views on the breaking of one's personal anonymity by another. Those of us who are active in 12-step fellowships know all too well the importance of honoring a person's anonymity. And though sometimes we may fall short, we do our very best not to disclose what another person has said in a meeting, or even that they were in the meeting at all. However, when this does happen, there is always the potential for distrust and fear to develop within the group, and certainly within the heart of the person whose anonymity has been broken. You know, we spend a great deal of effort and time to build a group and a basis for trust in that group. We want to make sure it's a safe place for others to share and to be themselves without fear of being revealed to anyone else but other group members and those that were present. But unfortunately, not everyone that comes into a group setting has the slightest clue what honoring anonymity means. And therefore, sometimes anonymity does get broken. Whether it be from inexperience and ignorance or just plain malicious intent, the result is always the same. Someone gets hurt. So how do we deal with this issue? Well, one way is to educate by book studies and by teaching the newcomer the valuable tool of this anonymity. To lovingly guide them and bring them through, walk them through the positive aspects of anonymity, and also what happens when someone's anonymity gets broken. But to expect a newcomer to understand the aspects of anonymity and all its virtues is not realistic. What about those of us who have been around a while? You and I. You would think that we would value another's anonymity as we would wish ours to be valued. That's not always the case, is it? And that's unfortunate. It's not objectionable to talk to a person aside after the meeting and lovingly correct and educate them on the group's practice of anonymity if we feel they have broken it. In fact, I encourage it. The one thing we must make sure of is if we're to correct anyone on any aspect of the program, is that our side of the street is clean first. Otherwise, you see, our credibility is not respected, and the person will not give us the time of day, and nor should they. Sometimes it is a good idea to have a respected old-timer talk to that person and leave such things to those who are a little more experienced. Although often difficult to do, we should never spread our pain of broken anonymity around to others. No. We do need to tell someone of our dilemma, and that's okay. But to let it go any further only gives growth to more disharmony, and it does no good for anyone in the group. It's a fact that over 65% of the members of 12-step fellowships go without sponsors. Surprise? It really shouldn't be. This is not because of a lack of qualified people, like one might assume, but because we just don't want that kind of accountability. Listen, folks, we will all get our anonymity broken now and then, and when we do, we need a sponsor to fall back on to guide us through the 4th step and to be our sounding board and encouragement. If we don't have a sponsor, we're in danger of using others, many others, as that sounding board, or even using a meeting as the sounding board. And when that happens, we're right back where we started. So, if you've been around a while and your anonymity has been broken, guess what? Now you get to grow even more. If you are a newcomer, if this happens to you, don't keep your pain inside, but be careful whom you share it with. Find someone you see something in that you admire and ask them if you can discuss the problem. If they are willing to work through it with you, well, they may even become your sponsor. Wouldn't that be cool? Well, in closing, I want to say that people will always make offenses one to another. People will always disrespect each other as well as respect each other. This is the way of a man. The good book says, the best thing we can do to be part of the solution is to keep a watchful eye on our tongue and an open ear to the needs of others. If we will ask God to help us do that, we will be doing the best we can. Well, until next week's meditorial, this is the Montyman, and I am wishing God's perfect serenity for you.